Welcome to the Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, where we want to take a look around town at still relatively the beginning of Chapter 3. Anyway, what's up, boys? Almost stepping out of a family store today. Man, this sucks. There's barely anything fun to do if all I have is Anri. Hey, I'm standing right here with you. It's better when Momo's around, because then we have a lot more games to pick from. Too bad she has to help out at home today. We'll have to make do without her. Oh yeah, I noticed Kia's been kinda down lately. Maybe I should invite her to play with us next time? You're looking really fired up, Ken. You bet I do. Today's the day I'm finally gonna play with him. Him who? The black cat was always hanging around the neighborhood. Let me know if you see him, okay? A kitty cat? Wait, aren't we supposed to go shopping for Mom right now? Oh yeah, good thinking, Nana. We can buy some cat food to lure him out. Stop kidding around. She gave us this mirror to buy veggies. Whenever Dad comes home from a trip, he goes straight to bed and passes out. That dummy doesn't realize he's only going to dirty the sheets if he doesn't change out of his clothes. Nothing beats the feeling of lying in your own bed. This rate I'm liable to conk out for the whole rest of the day. I was going to ask Ria to help me with my work today, but that little devil slipped outside before I even noticed. He's turning into one heck of an escape artist. They're going to be holding a referendum on the propriety of cross-Bella independence. It's a touchy subject, so I plan on talking things out with Miles before I decide how I vote. The options here are far from black and white. It's best to be as informed as we can. The mayor's bid on cross-Bella independence is no easy issue. For every pro, there's a con. Maybe I should ask Pruna and Linali what they think? Or maybe not. They'd probably just say something like, oh my gosh, that is like a total boss now. Whether or not we should pursue independence is no easy question. The pro is a con. Maybe I should read the latest issue of a cross-Bella Times to form a better opinion. Bennett gave me a sample of her newest spread, and honest opinion, it was absolutely delicious. That's no surprise, knowing her. I'm gonna have to step up my bread game even further. Bennett's been killing it in the baking department lately. She is the boss's daughter though, so I'm not surprised. I've gotta step up my own bread game for some more. Oscar looked so proud when my bread finally got chosen over his. This is all wrong. I wanted to see him suffer like a man with a wheat allergy. Damn you, Oscar. Why did Oscar have to look so damn happy eating my bread? He should be writhing in jealousy. I can't stand him. Bennett was the one who thought up this month's new bread, right? Strawberries and cream, all nested in a nice soft bun. How can I say no to that? It's so affordable, and the simple ingredients really make it stand out compared to the last one. Now if you excuse me, I'm going to dig in. It's just adorable. I don't think I'll be able to eat just one. Oscar's been my apprentice for a long time now. So long as I think Bennett has begun taking a liking to him. Who knows, Oscar might just get a promotion from apprentice to son-in-law someday. I for one wouldn't mind seeing my apprentice become the heir to the family name too. I went to the sandbar on Ursula Road to take some pictures the other day. Ended up coming across some kind of tunnel that led even further down the shoal. It looked dangerous, so I didn't risk exploring it, but I can't help wondering what might be in there. I think that's where one of our monsters is supposed to be, one of our cryptids. I don't know what's going on in my husband's head. He had the nerve to ask if I would go for a drive with him. What an oath! What's that supposed to be his attempt at an apology? I tried inviting my wife out for a relaxing drive tomorrow. I was hoping it might show her I care. Fingers crossed it puts her in a better mood. I've been feeling so much more relaxed since the unveiling ceremony. Now that I can get Orchis Tower off my mind and focus on broadening my horizons with different projects. I think I brewed Kendall some coffee to help him power through this work. This Liberalian blend has a lovely aroma that's sure to perk him up. Our concierge revival performance is debuting soon, and guess what? Sully, the tenant on the 3rd floor, is one of the stars. This is going to be a big break for sure. I'm so excited for I just wish I could actually go. I want to go to see Sully's big debut so badly, but I missed my chance to buy a ticket. Nobody's here. Talent and I have a lot of discussions about state independence in the trade conference. This is a problem that concerns every cross-spelling. One of the calls for as much careful consideration as we can give. I'm helping my mom and dad with a store today. I wish I could just have fun all the time, but I guess all play and no work is bad for you. I'm in favor of breaking away from Erebonia and Calvert, but at the cost of making them our enemies, that's a harder sell. If only there was some peaceful way to resolve this. Whimsical little bicycle for casual riding. Mini velo bike. Okay. Oh, hey, SSS. If you're looking for Mr. Grimwood, he's hard at work in his room on the 2nd floor right now. He's been very busy lately, hasn't he? Really? I guess I didn't notice. Yes, well, there's a reason for that. The mayor asked him to draft up a preliminary constitution for if Crossbow really does become independent. What? A constitution as an separate from our autonomous state law? Constitutions are basic outlines of fundamental principles used to provide a legal basis for the creation of a political entity. They establish the precedents and structures under which a governing body will operate. That includes sovereignty free from external influence. Drafting a constitution is an indispensable step in achieving recognition as a nation. Not gonna lie, some of it went over my head. Okay, most of it. Oddly surprising. That would be why a specialist like Mr. Grimwood was called in. Grizzly Grimm's work is international after all. It's only natural he found himself on Kreuz's orbital speed dial. Exactly. If anyone can draft Crossbow in a new constitution, it's Mr. Grimwood. Would you mind telling him hello for us then, Pete? Sabi SSS is rooting for him. No problem. I'm sure he'll love that. And we can't go in. Huh? The oven is not working. And just after Sophia taught me how to bake cookies, doesn't look like I'll be baking anything today at all. Of course our oven goes on the fritz right when Sophia teaches me how to bake cookies. What am I supposed to do now? I believe it would be for the best if Crossbow established its independence, but that's easier said than done with Erebonia and Calvert breathing down on our necks. Perhaps Cross has a plan of some sort to circumvent that? I was at some business executive party last night and the topic of independence came up. I didn't have a damn clue what they were talking about. It felt like they were speaking another language. Guess I should ask Granny about it. Maybe study up a little on the side. I'm going to tumble out of high society at first if I can't follow current events. I think I asked Granny about this whole independence deal. chief of a Merca village called Harold over this morning. He wanted to discuss something, but it didn't sound like a business negotiation. I wonder what it could be. We had that, Derek's plan. Papa's supposed to have a day off, but he still went off somewhere. Is he working anyway? Why? Papa promised he would play with me today too. What happened? Yeah, unfortunately not always things work out, especially when you're self-employed. There shouldn't be anything here unlike in Zero. The day of a referendum draws closer by the hour. For the sake of our children's children, we can't take the issue lightly. I'm going to be mulling this one over all the way up until voting day. Oh, Lady Ellie, I nearly had a heart attack when I heard about those terrorists at the trade conference. My stomach has been in knots over you and Master Henry's safety ever since. Joanna, you don't need to stress yourself out about me so much. You know that I have the SSS at my side? I'll be fine, I promise. Yes, as you say, my lady. I leave Lady Ellie in your hands, Special Support Section. The independence referendum is nearly upon us. Master Henry has been carefully considering his position on the matter. But what interests me personally is how the average Cosbellan will decide to vote. He isn't here, good. Just wanted to be sure. You are also not here? But your car is here. So, if you ask me, it's going to be much more difficult to gain independence than people realize. A couple of suzerain powers like Arabonia and Calvert would never stand for it. I understand the mayor's reasoning, but proposing something so drastic was reckless at best. Reports of mysterious monster sightings have been coming in from all around the state. In response, the CGF has advised that no one travel alone to remote locations. It's simply too dangerous to do otherwise. I pray that all of you will be careful during your travels as well. Knock it off, Tamil. You're going to get chewed out by Sister Juju. I think the kids from Eastwood are having their Sunday school class today. I'm gonna go spy on them through the window. Why? I mean, they're having class. What's the big deal? Perhaps the mayor is right. Maybe it's time for Crossbow to become an independent state. Obviously, it's not going to happen without some pushback from the Empire and the Republic. But honestly, I support the decision. This is what is best for our future generations of Crossbellans. I recently received a letter from my son's family in Remiferia. They asked me to move in with them because they were worried about me living in Crossbell by my lonesome. I understand their concern, but Crossbell isn't a place I could simply leave behind. It's home to all the memories that my husband and I made together. The offer brings a smile to my face, it truly does, but I have no intention of leaving Crossbell behind. The mayor's independence proposal has sparked quite a buzz on the international stage. Even my contacts in foreign trade markets have been discussing the pros and cons of an independent Crossbell. Our state is under the limelight now, front and center. It's almost time for the independence referendum. Goddess only knows how that will turn out. Oh, 8 years above, please let the people choose whatever's best for Crossbell. The Archbishop is currently holed up in his office. He appears to be busy looking into Sister Reese's recent activities. I'm confused. Did the Archbishop and Sister Reese have a falling out of some sort? Sister Juju is trying her hand at teaching today under the guidance of Sister Marble. She must have been inspired by how well Sister Reese fared when she went to teach a class in mines. But despite her lacking experience, Sister Juju has shown how well she can connect with children. I'm sure she'll do just fine. Okay, let's get over what we learned about the trade conference this past August. Remember what kind of things were discussed there? Economic agreements? I still don't get it, Sister Juju. You don't? Huh. That's okay, explain one more time from the top. Maybe it's too complex a subject for children to grasp? No, this is important. It's up to me to make sure they understand. When you put your heart into what you're teaching, your students will notice. As long as you do that, the children will be just as passionate, even for the most difficult lessons. Sister Juju still has a long way to go, but fortunately, she puts the same amount of effort forward as I do. That's a great start. What she needs now is to get a solid grasp on basic teaching methods. I'm sure she'll find a footing in time. I do like shopping, so I guess I've got some interest in economics. Still, this trade conference stuff is really confusing to me. Yep, it's just as I thought. I don't get any of this. The West Samoria Trade Conference, Not too easy. All of this information is common sense, isn't it? What? I know what I'm talking about. It's just an international trade conference. What's not to get? Hey you, haven't you ever heard of personal space? I'm trying to study here. I wonder if Azzy gets this kind of stuff. I should try asking him next time he's home. Studying is one of the best things you could do for your future, no matter how hard a lesson gets. You know that, right? You guys should give it a try too. I always get so sleepy when we're learning stuff in class. But Sister Juju is trying her best, so the least I can do is stay awake. Hey, Sister Juju. Wanna play? You know, I'm not always rocking this cute bunny look, in case you're wondering. But if my boyfriend asked nicely enough, I'd definitely break it out just for him. Well, hello there, Vazi. Thank you for showing me such a good time the other day. Our hour together felt like an absolute dream. Same to you, madame. I'm glad I could be of service. Putting aside the moral grey area, how does Vazi find time to host in between all our other duties? Those three over there look like they have mirror to spare, but I don't like their vibe one bit. They got all hoity-toity and ask if I want to play with them. Like, no thank you? Anything new? Jukebox. Also I need tokens, okay. I have no interest in overgrown children still nursing off their parents' mirror and status. Suave, refined men like Mr. Drake are much more up my alley. Doesn't matter how much mirror you have, you couldn't pay me to humor some pretentious layabout. Suave, refined men like Mr. Drake are much more up my alley. The three gentlemen to my right have been rude and obnoxious to our other guests since the moment they arrived. Don't they have any common decency? If this continues, I have to straighten them out with a stern warning myself. You may be a casino, but there are still rules and courtesies our guests are expected to abide by. If this continues, I have to straighten them out with a stern warning myself. Independence, to be or not to be? That's no easy question to answer. Mayor Croix has raised the stakes on us considerably. Damn, there's one classy mama sitting over there. Sucks that she turned us down, but I guess we can't all have good taste. Everyone's making a huge fuss over this independence garbage. What a bunch of morons. Your correspondents should just keep your mouth shut and obey the Republic like the dogs you are. If you value your peaceful lives with this. Whether this puny state becomes independent is no concern of mine. In the meantime, we just keep on draining the city of all the fun it's worth. Hey, don't push your luck, Yuri. You might get thrown out if you win too much. I've won 100% behind Crossbell's bid for independence. It's downright unbelievable that you have to give Erebonian cover a portion of our tax revenue. Our independence is an undeniable right. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Several of our guests appear to be causing quite a commotion downstairs. I may have to ask them to leave if they refuse to settle down. Ice cream, get your ice cream! I'm happy to offer a sample if you're having trouble picking between all of my scrumptious flavors. I even have a cute little spoon you can use to have a taste. My sense has been moving ever since I started giving out samples. Now my grasp on first place in sales is like an iron vice. Viva la ice cream! Out of my way, world, I've got me a hankering for some gambling today. My only problem is, my wallet's looking pretty dry. Man, my wallet's been taking a real thrashing lately. I can always ask my folks for a little spending cash, they won't know what's for. 3 days. Just 3 more days. Rival performance debut is so close, you can taste it. I can't wait any longer. Do we even have tickets? Lady Ilya, Risha and Sully will be starring alongside each other as her rivals 3 celestial princesses. I even managed to net me a ticket this time. I've never been more excited. Open act is quickly approaching. I can feel the excitement growing among the troop and staff, myself included naturally. Huh, we can go up. Huh. What are you doing up here, Ilya? Oh my, with my favorite little guy and his merry band of friends. I'm guessing you're here to give us some encouraging words before the revival's debut? There's something like that. Were you looking in on how Sully and Risha's rehearsal is going? You know it. I can get a great view from up here without them noticing. It's good to see they don't need me there to give it their all. They both remind me of myself when I first joined the troupe. I guess even you were a rookie at some point? Kinda hard to imagine though, eh? Feel free to tell us all about it, we've got the time. It's not that I mind, but I wouldn't want to bore you kids to tears. We promise you won't. We'd love to hear a story. I remember all the papers mentioned how high expectations were for your first performance. So you had captivated the city even before the viewing? If I may ask, what was it that made you pursue a career on the stage in the first place? A good question. I'd say it all started when I watched Archon-Seer back in my childhood. Oh, I get it. So you wanted to be just like them, is that it? No, not exactly. It's true, the productions were impressive even then, with a talented cast and elaborate sets. But at the end of every show, I would always feel like something was missing, and I just couldn't accept it. What do you mean? Everyone and their mothers would go on about how amazing Archon-Seer was. I was afraid there might be something wrong with me to think otherwise. There was tiny baby Ilya thinking, come on, I could do better than that. Can you imagine a total amateur like me thinking she could outshine Archon-Seer if she was just given a chance? Wow, so we're just as passionate even when you were little. With an attitude like that, I can already see all the friends you made when you finally landed a spot on the troupe. I won't deny it, I was a talentless, inexperienced amateur dancing on the toes of a real pros. But in my heart, I believed I could be the one to raise the bar. I told myself that if I let my performance do the talking, then eventually I'd earn their respect and win them over. Which made you who you are today. Maybe. You kids know by now, but I'm a perfectionist. The catch is, I don't believe Archon-Seer has ever put on a perfect show. That's why I went out and mined 2 diamonds in the rough. Risha and Sully. With the two of them at my side, I believe we are oh so close to putting on the ultimate show I've dreamed of. Wow, you, Ilya, you're the most ambitious person I've ever met. They say hard work beats talent every time. But in your case, Ilya, both of them are playing spades. There's really no one like you. Couldn't have said it better myself. Oh please, you don't have to flatter me over a boring story like mine. When you guys finally have a night off, you should come see us put on our revival performance. Risha and Sully are going to set the stage on fire with yours truly. It's going to be our greatest production yet. Of course, count us in. We look forward to seeing you put on the show of your dreams, Ilya. It's been so long since I reminisced about my early days in the troupe. But enough about that. You should come see us put on our revival performance when you guys finally have a night off. Risha and Sully are going to set the stage on fire with yours truly. It's going to be our greatest production yet. I was a bit surprised if we could go up. Our revival performance debuts in only 3 days. On a related note, we have a dress rehearsal scheduled for all of tomorrow. Please be aware that only the troupe members will be allowed in the theater during that time. Sully doesn't look so good. I think she's got some major jitters over her performance. I wouldn't be surprised, this is her debut. Still, this is a challenge she has to overcome on her own. We ought to just keep quiet and watch over her. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing you can do to help someone who hasn't noticed their own problems. Ilya probably understands that the most, as much as he wants to jump in. Nikolai scored such a big important role while I'm here lagging behind. What are you complaining about, Celine? You'll have plenty more appearances this time than before, won't you? Maybe, but compared to the others? No one is comparing you to anybody. Don't you realize that? The troupe only has one Celine, and that's you, sweetie. Now come on, put a smile on for me, will you? Or the scowling is going to ruin your makeup. Celine has always been a warrior. I understand how she feels, but I hope she can learn to move faster. Of course I'm the only Celine here, but is that enough? Oh, where's Karelia when you need her? Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Hey Eugene, can I ask you a favor? What is it, please? My sash has loosened up a tiny bit. I can't tie it by myself, so be a doll and help me out, will you? You can't be serious. It's only plea, why must I be so nervous? Though I fear one mistake will send me off to the gallows. Eugene's a little more innocent than I gave him credit for. Seeing him so flustered is making even me feel a little embarrassed. The set that we had the studio built for our revival performance will finally be ready tomorrow. We threw in some pretty insane design specifications this time around. But no matter how impossible it seems on paper, Meister Jörg always pulls through for us in the end. I'm excited to go pick it up. Look, Risha and Sully are on the stage. Is that Sully's Star Princess costume? It's gorgeous. Yeah, but take a closer look at Soldier. Seems a little uncomfortable up there. How was that, Evan? Perfect, right? Ilya's gonna be blown away by my skills. Well, I would give it passing marks, yes. That's all. What about you, Shit? Tell me what you think. I didn't miss a single step, right? Aww. If I had to offer a word of advice, Sully, it would be to put a little more emotion into your movements. It's difficult to explain, but it may help to picture yourself a way you want your audience to see you. How I want them to see me? Can't you be more specific? Wendy's right, she's struggling. We should probably leave them be. I agree, this would be a bad time to interrupt. Should Crossbow become independent? It's a difficult yet crucial question to ask. Only time will tell how people respond. Many of us yearn for independence, but not all. That difference in opinion cannot be ignored. Having lived for the past several decades, I know well the threat posed by our neighbors to the east and west. However, perhaps now is the time for Crossbow to make a change, much like the way Hotel Millennium has. Still the same thing. The debut of our concierge revival show is coming closer by the day. I didn't manage to get a ticket, but I'm still looking forward to hearing how it turned out. I may be cross-balance, but I used to work for a hotel in the Empire. Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but the downside was having to cater to Urbonian nobles. It got old fast. My career has been a lot less stressful now that I've moved back home. Working for an Urbonian hotel gave me some much needed experience, but it was also a taxing job to have. My career has been a lot less stressful now that I've moved back home. Man, our concierge got themselves another star in the making. They're priming up that Sully girl to be a new princess to their play, from what I hear. It hasn't even been any years since they found Risha. Some people have all the luck, huh? Man, I wish our club was half as good at scouting hostesses as our concierge is at scouting dancers. Come on, Alia, you've got Sully. Let us have Risha. All this independence talk is cramping my style. No doubt you feel the same, right? So, what better chance to come in and relax at our club? We give you a good time, guaranteed. Latest work on the street is that the Imperial government hired the Red Constellation to intercept those terrorists at the conference. Crimson and Co. have been laying low since then. They've hardly done a thing worth mentioning. Business as usual for them, I suppose? Most Jägers are about as professional as it gets. This referendum thing is all anyone's been able to talk about. Eric said I should take part in it too, but that's easier said than done. I mean, the voting hours are right in the middle of my beauty sleep. I doubt that we do my civic duty for the referendum unless they decide to give us graveyard shift workers an extension. I mean, voting hours are right in the middle of my beauty sleep. Well, hey there, handsome. Wanna have some fun at our club? Okay, I'll be level with you. I'm competing with a rival co-worker, and so far, we're neck and neck. Whoever wins will be this month's top hostess. So can you do me a favor and help a girl out? Oh, so you're on the job right now too. Fine. How about when you clock out, you come to our club and ask for a VIP session with Eris. We can toast to my future victory. You can't go in there? Click clack, click clack. Interesting. Very interesting. The debate over independence is even less civil on the Orbital net. The majority of people seem to be in favor of it, at the moment that is. Seems I have a steady stream of entertainment for a while. Let the discourse rage on, I say. Music box. Do I have that already? Not once did I think I'd live to see the day Crossbow came to so much as even consider the notion of independence. Let me tell you a thing or two about independence. It would be a dream come true, yes, but all dreams must end eventually. Ceteos finally decided to buckle down, and it's about time too. Now that we have a rival on our hands, there's no telling where it'll end. Becoming an independent state won't be as easy as some people want to believe. I, for one, am much more concerned about the danger pursuing it could put us in. Honestly, I'm not completely opposed to putting our security in the hands of Erebonia and Calvert. Then again, history tells us it's only a matter of time before those two fight over something again. It's official. Nono and I are going to face off in a cooking showdown. Our first challenge is seeing who can make the best pasta dish. I need to think about what recipe I should use. Crossbow is such a wonderful place. I hope we can see all the sights and make some lasting memories. I was unsure about traveling to Crossbow after all the international tension recently, but in the end I'm glad we decided it to come. My girlfriend's having a ball too. Oh, it's Theo, and I see you've brought the rest of the SSS. What's up, guys? Been a while. Hello, Chief Roberts. Jonah. Are the two of you here for lunch? Yes, I wanted Jonah to try eating healthy for once in his life. He had nothing but pizza while he was living at the Foundation headquarters in Le Mans. Ah, yes. How could I ever forget? What's this? I see he's barely touched any of his veggies. You're right, his plate is nothing but peppers and carrots now. Being a picky eater isn't good for you, Jonah. Don't treat me like some dumb kid. I'll eat whatever I want. Coming to a sit-down restaurant is a total waste of my time. I mean, forks, knives, don't even bother. It's so much easier to just inhale a couple of slices of pizza while I'm at the computer. If this can't be, you mean to say these scrumptious vegetables don't light up your palate? Oh, this is all my fault. I only wanted you to eat something more nutritious. I got it. I summoned chefs from across the movie to create the ultimate vegetable dish. One that even you can appreciate. Could you cut it out already? And you wonder why we think you're so freaking annoying. You want me to stop being picky? Fine, just watch me. It's like eating a wheat. Maybe changing his ways won't be so easy after all. If only. Oh, I just remember. You guys found out something about that clown dude who hacked the tower while you were at Michelin, right? Official police business, Jonah. We can't comment. He's right, we did meet him at Michelin, but we should keep what happened that night under wraps for now. Damn, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? Well, fine. Anyway, ever since the tower incident, he hasn't shown up again on the net, but I still have to make him pay me back double for trashing my base. So if you hear any more details, send them my way, okay? Well, we can't promise you anything. Why you gotta be such a stick in the mud? All you gotta do is upload the info onto your database. And I can just hack into it later and take a look-see for myself. This kid's serious right now? You should really consider behaving yourself on occasion, now that the IBC is supporting you. To that end, I would appreciate it if you kept a close eye on him, Chief. We can't allow him to run rampant now that basic orbital network laws have gone into effect. That's absolutely right, Theo. You're under my care now, Jonah. I'm going to be watching over you like a hawk, 24 hours a day. Hey, don't hug him on, Theo. You know what kind of hell you're putting me through. We should leave, everyone. Sure. Passing the buck is an art, and I'd say she got it down pat. Stupid chief babysitting me 24 hours a day. Why can't he find a hobby or something? Gonna get you for this, Theo. My work here is done. Let us be off, everyone. Stop ignoring me. Theo sure knows how to keep him on a tight leash. Don't you worry, Theo. I'll take full responsibility for Jonah moving forward. He's your problem now. I mean, I'm counting on you, Chief. Theo gets along a lot better with Chief Roberts when Jonah seems to take some of the heat off. Now, Jonah, with the right attitude, green peppers and carrots can be just as delicious as chip and pizzas. I'll even feed them to you if you want. Here comes the orbital airship, Jonah. Say, ah. He's not free anymore. number of orbital traffic revelations has been on the rise again. I understand laws are just rules the government slaps on paper, but you'd think people would follow them out of common decency. You know those moles you learned back in Sunday school? Sadly, some people toss them in the trash the moment they turn into adults. Just don't forget, guys, eyes on the road, hands at 10 and 2, and remember to pay attention to your surroundings, okay? Of course, traffic safety is my middle name. Keep it in mind, Kate, that is, if no one ever lets anyone else drive. And over here, on your right, you see... Wait. Was it my right or their right? How did Mummy say it again? Over there on my right. All anyone can talk about these days is independence. There's more happening in the news, people. Just the other day, they made a critical revision of our basic traffic laws. The latest reform introduced license suspension to our panel system. I'm praying that it'll reduce the number of orbital traffic accidents, if even just a little. I know we weren't going to buckle to Erebonia and Calvert's demands, but proposing independence? Come on now. I'll tell you one thing. This better not end up with anyone declaring war on us. I wonder what kind of part-time job I should look for. Waiting tables should be a safe choice. Then again, working at the hostess clubs will earn you the big bucks. Wait, what on earth am I thinking? Pouring liquor for creepy old men is a step over the line for me, no matter how well it pays. If I want to live on my own, I have to find work. But what kind of job would I even get? A young tourist asked me a good question a little while ago. Why do balloons float? And without a moment's hesitation, I told him it was because they're filled with hopes and dreams. What did he do in response? He sneered. Kids these days can be so cruel. Come on, kids, go out there and dream. You think balloons are filled with a gas lighter than air? Nope, they're filled with hopes and dreams. I'm of the opinion that the ZCF makes the most reliable orbital appliances. Their products always seem more expensive than the competition, but you get what you pay for. Jerome, we used to work here, but we disagreed on management styles and parted ways. In retrospect, it turns out that I might have been the one in the wrong. I'm far too late in realizing it, but Genton would never have made it into where it's today without engineers like him. You know, Wendy often told me she preferred the way this place felt back when it was a simple workshop. Would be nice if we could preserve the legacy of the old orbital factory in some way, even if only on the inside. No matter what my daughter says, the extent to which I worry about her is completely and unquestionably normal. So, as is only natural, I've decided to apply for a job as an orbital engineer at this very store. The only problem is I've always leaned more toward designing than anything hands-on. Sure, I can do simple maintenance just fine, but will that be enough for them to hire me? I've always been more of a designer than an engineer. Do you suppose the manager might still give me a chance? You hear about this independent stuff? Practically floored me at first, but the more I hear of it, the more I get the mayor's idea. I mean, Erebonia and Calvert are thinking of stationing their soldiers at our borders? We're never going to have real peace unless we stand up for ourselves and make our voices heard. If not now, then when? Okay, I don't have any more. Okay. I totally understand why my dad worries about me so much, but it doesn't make him any less overbearing. Anything you... Not really, except you count. No, I will not make I will not put pretty Ellie and Theo pictures on my car. Just forget it, that is just plain weird. This store has quite a diverse selection of herbal products. Brands from nations near and far are carried here. But of course, would expect anything less from the Mura's leading trade city. I'm not entirely sure how we'd benefit from becoming an independent state. If anything, I just hope we don't end up making enemies out of the Empire and Republic. I'd have half a mind to hurl myself off a cliff if our independence caused the transcontinental railroad to shut down. We received a notice saying to tread carefully on the highways due to some strange monsters cropping up in the area. Deliverymen like myself have to drive on the highways pretty often, so I guess I'm going to have to keep an eye out. The independence proposal Crossbell's mayor put forward has shifted a lot of pressure onto the two major powers. I never guessed the trade conference would end so dramatically. I know I'm just a tourist, but is it wrong to think the mayor was being too hasty? Truth be told, I don't even get what this whole independence thing is all about. I'll have to look into it before the referendum. State independence, huh? Never thought I'd see the day it actually got traction. Personally, I'm all for it. I honestly couldn't believe it when I heard that a criminal tried to escape by leaping onto the roof of a moving train. We're going to have to keep an extra sharp eye out to make sure no one tries to copy their example. It's not every day I hear about a water criminal getting arrested on one of our trains, let alone a band of terrorists. Was it all just a big coincidence? A counterfeit dealer is bad enough, but terrorists on top of that? I get that no one knew what they were looking like, but how was it so easy for them to disguise themselves as regular civilians? It's a scary thought, I tell you. I heard the counterfeit dealer who was arrested in Altair was an elderly woman. It couldn't have been the same one who bought a ticket a while back, could it? Last-minute rushes are nothing compared to the person who jumped on the roof of a train, though. Now that was scary. Should we make an announcement to warn people not to do that? You think it goes without saying? Tick-tock, tick-tock, nothing to do but watch the big clock. I heard from one of the attendants that the rest of the terrorists were caught in Calvert. We managed to hide out for quite a while. At least now we can rest easy for the time being. Seems like tensions are high as ever at the border gates. That's what happens when you advocate for independence. You youngsters need to learn your place. My girlfriend and I are about to go on a trip, but her travel plans are outrageous. Just how much sightseeing does she need to do? What does she think I am? Made of mirror? My boyfriend and I are going on our way to visit Calvert. I can't wait to try the hot springs in the Eastern Quarter. They're famous for a reason. Almost forgot you. Why can't there be a way to lose weight without having to work out or stop eating? I'll do anything, so someone please tell me. Okay. If you do anything, then either cut the carbs or start working out. What's not clicking? Exactly. Siobhan suggested I become a nurse. I've been putting a lot of thought into it. I'll wait until next year to take the exam, but I already scored well on the practice one. For now though, I'm still planning on taking the residency exam next year too. Knowing I have multiple options helps take some of the weight off my shoulders. If I don't find a way to stay optimistic, I'll fail before I even started. That's just the way humans work. Even studying feels more relaxing now than it used to. But only a little. I hear Southwark and Janetta are going steady now. Nothing spices things up like a little workplace fling. Ah, the flames of youth. So, did Southwark confess during that trip they took? Uh-huh. It was at Fortuna, that fancy restaurant out in Michelin. He even asked the staff to help him surprise her. Who knew Southwark was such a romantic and a showman at that? Well, if anything, I'm just thrilled for Jeanette that she deserves to be happy. I suppose that leaves me as the last single lady standing in our trio. Oh, that isn't the SSS. You should do make a lot of trips here, huh? Thank you for always choosing Times as your premier shopping destination. Please take your time looking around. Oh, my apologies. Paul and I were a little wrapped up in our conversation. It would be my pleasure to help you with anything you need. Thinking back on it, the tail end of a trade conference was a veritable whirlwind of events. Between the terrorist attack and Mayor Croise's proposal, I was left at a loss for words. I can't imagine how other countries will react to this independence business, but it's safe to say Crossbill is on center stage right now. I never saw Janetta as anything more than a friend until, well, maybe I just didn't understand my own feelings. In any case, I'm glad I must have the courage to ask her out. At first I thought Janetta and I would never be anything more than friends. Makes me glad I must have the courage to ask her out. Well, back to another day of people watching. I gotta kill time somehow. By the way, I noticed the guy who runs the general store and that one receptionist lady haven't been way friendlier than usual lately. Does that mean what I think it means? Who knows? You only have one chance to make a good first impression. That goes just as much for footwear as it does for people. Strange as it may sound, I want each shoe on my display to look as if they're happily greeting each customer that strolls by. I didn't expect Crossbill to push for independence in my lifetime. I'd be fun and dandy with it, but something tells me Urbonia and Calvert aren't going to let it happen too easily. State independence. Now there's a tricky topic indeed. Years ago I abandoned the Empire to live here in Crossbill. Needless to say, this puts me right on the horns of a dilemma. Now my new home wants independence from my old one. It puts me on the horns of a dilemma, to be sure. The more expensive clothes and accessories are, the more they tend to have greater care put into their finer details. That sort of attention is what makes many name brand fashions so durable, which I'd say more than makes up for their price tag. Southwark was such a charmer the night he took me to Michelin. You know what he did? He looked me straight in the eye and said that he liked me for who I am. I couldn't have asked for a better birthday. Not only what, but he got us tickets to Arconceal's show too. What a sweetheart, huh? I feel like the luckiest girl in all of Crossbill. It's really nice out today. The air up here feels good too. Orchis Tower feels right at home in Crossbill City's panorama. Of course, one should expect the townscape to change dramatically over the next 10 to 20 years. But Orchis Tower may be the only building that ends up a permanent fixture of our skyline. Good. Arconceal's revival performance debuts 3 days from now on. Not only that, I managed to get tickets for opening night. I've never been so excited in my life. I must say, I was surprised when Arkansas announced their new star performer the other day. Imagine taking on such an important role at the young age of 13. Miss Sully, a trade girl, must really be something. Hey there, can I interest you guys in my newest limited time drink? In line with CrossBit's trending theme of independence, it's made exclusively of local ingredients. It's packed to the brim with delicious flavors brought to you by our state. Come on, you gotta try it at least once. People say there's a lot of good and bad things about CrossBit going independent. I don't really get what any of it means though. No matter how hard I think about it, I can't decide whether CrossBit should be independent or not. The terrorist attack on the conference was a heavy blow to the CBD's reputation. We'd only just been getting people's trust back after the cult incident, and now we're back at rock bottom. Feels like the entire city is giving the department flack over it. I wouldn't know after standing around here. Though of course I doubt they feel that way at all about the SSS. Really? I hadn't even considered it. Have things really become that hostile, Franz? How can you tell? Or rather, it's hard to ignore the snark people give us when we're on patrol lately. They ask why we even bothered showing up to work or thank us for our service, sarcastically. You know, like, now Calvert and Rabonia can keep taking advantage of us. Great job! That sort of thing. The worst part is I can't even say they were wrong. It's pouring salt in the wounds. Let that sound harsh? Well, no matter how salty they are, all we can do is keep chugging along. There's no use worrying about what you can't control. It's better to focus on the things you can instead. Just do what we do and block out the haters. Talk is cheap after all. Those are some good points. Thanks guys, I needed that. I'll take what you guys said to heart. There's no use worrying about what we can't control. Whether it feels like we're making a difference or not, we need to stand tall and keep moving forward. Hey guys, looks like you were settled with handling more scripted things, huh? Reports said they're like that monster you encountered back in the old mine outside of mines. Yeah, it's hard to say what they are beyond that exactly, but we're going to keep investigating until we find out. Friend, is something bothering you? It's just, I don't want anything to happen to you guys. They said cryptids are supposed to be crazy strong. Well, that much is definitely true. But I promise we won't bite off more than we can chew. You don't have to worry so much, friend. Yeah, I know. The SSS has already made it through way tougher things than this. But I keep cheering you on all the same, and once you come home, you'll have a patented friend-seeker smile on your terminal waiting to hear from you. Oh hell yeah, I call dibs on making the next report, friend. Be careful investigating those cryptids, okay guys? You got a patented friend-seeker smile waiting to take your reports when you get back. I hear your current mission has you working with our local bracers. Who'd have thought at the start of the year that you'd reach a point where you could stand shoulder to shoulder with a guild? The SSS never ceases to amaze me. I agree with friend that these cryptid monsters must be incredibly tough. Please be careful fighting them. Ah, so brought me a data fragment. I have to deliver it to our forensics team to have the cult terminal data analyzed. Is that alright with you? Of course, go right ahead. Very well, just a moment then. If you have any other quartz fragments, come back and bring them to me. You're also welcome to review the data we've already encrypted whenever you like. Right, thank you for all your help, Rebecca. It looks to me like you've been hard at work filling out your combat notebook. If you'd like to record your information to our database, mind if I see it for a minute? With pleasure. Thank you very much. Here's your notebook back. And please accept this as compensation for your hard work. How's it going, SSS? I had a feeling I'd be seeing you soon. I heard you all have been entrusted with investigating the cryptids. Yeah, that's right. Keep your ear to the ground for what we're up to, are we? Don't flatter yourself, the decision was made by the CGF, so it's only natural the news would travel along the grapevine. I've also been informed that these monsters are anything but ordinary. Battling them will be no easy task, be sure not to underestimate them. We won't, thank you for the warning. But aside, it looks like you've been rushed off your feet with counterintelligence work. What do you expect after Croy's vendor proposed independence with half a continent leaders in the same room? We've got spies coming out of the woodwork trying to get into Crossbed to find out what will happen next. Our hands are full trying to keep tabs on all of them. Are there really that many? There's also a red constellation Tayo to contend with, and of course we can't ignore the more common criminals either. The situation we find ourselves as us covering multiple bases at once. It's to the point where the 2nd Division's been taken on cases that would normally be entrusted to the 1st Division. That's why we had to have this little 2-man huddle here. Let us explain why the two of you are spending quality time together. Hard times can lead to some strange bedfellows otherwise. Shut it, Orlando. The point is, it doesn't matter how thin we're stretched. Duty calls, so we do what we must. At any rate, you all should focus on what's been tasked to you as well. The cryptid business isn't something that can be ignored. We know. We'll take care of it. Yeah. We do have a large backlog of cases, but I suggest you leave a counter-espionage effort to us. Focus instead on taking care of the work you've been tasked with. The idea of Crossbed becoming independent sure is something. It's shocking that Mayor Croy put forth such a bold proposal. I work in financial affairs, so I know better than anyone what a headache our current tax arrangements are. But even so much as mentioning our qualms as a tributary state has been taboo up until now. It's hardly surprising that Everboni and Calvert have put out dismissive statements about this. That only makes me more nervous about what could happen, though. On paper, the purpose of a referendum is to gauge the public interest in the state becoming independent. But even if it won't make anything official, I doubt the two major powers will be happy about it. I'm worried how they might respond. I knew this plaza would make for a perfect place to relax. It's a bit of a hike from the busier parts of town, but I found myself taking the time to come here anyway. I'm here on a walk with Mommy today. Whoo-hee! People aren't kidding when they say it's more impressive up close. I can here still see Orchis Tower with my own eyes. It's even more impressive than I imagined. Crossbed must be loaded to build something like this crazy. I know it's not good to dwell on it, but there's no denying that the terrorist attack was a black eye for our division. While the officers on site did what they could, in the end we had to rely on the major powers' forces to restore order. To make matters worse, our failure is being held against Crossbed by those same countries. Clearly we still have a lot of room for improvement when it comes to crisis management. We even redoubled our defenses 2 or 3 times over, but that wasn't enough to stop them. More than a month has passed since the trade conference. The terrorist attack would have been the biggest story that day if an independence proposal hadn't overshadowed it. Just 2 more incidents to add to Crossbed's year-long streak, and we hadn't even had a chance to take a breath. Can you believe it's already October? And more of it, if I blink, the rest of 1204 will come and go just like that. Hi there, Special Support Section. Welcome to Orchis Tower. If you have police business here, can get started at the reception desk up front. Visitors can't do much of anything until they head there first. Wow, this place is amazing. 10 steps in and Orchis Tower is already a sight to behold. It's almost like we're time travelers from an orbital science fiction novel or something. Hey, LoH and Co. Working hard or hardly working? Something like that. I need to get some coverage on the diet, Grace. Bingo! We're trying to score an interview about the newly passed bill. And while I'm at it, I'm going to sneak in a few questions to gauge the diet members' opinions on state independence. Getting right to the heart of the current issues, I see. You know it. Politics has been a big old snooze fest these days. Nothing scandalous or spicy for sale around. Oh well, maybe I can find some halfway decent gossip material if I dig around enough. That's what you're really after today, isn't it? Sure, no scandals is good for the state, but a girl needs some dirt to write on. Oh well, maybe I can find some half-decent gossip material. I really hope Grace doesn't push her luck with the diet members today. Being her damage controller is one of the most harrowing jobs I've ever had. You have the SSS, correct? The ones who joined the security detail during the conference? If you don't mind, I'd like to explain what we do here. The counter before you is for administrative services. My job is to process public records requests, policy inquiries, and so forth. Should you ever need any assistance with such matters, feel free to come see me. Welcome to Orchis Tower. Here at the general reception desk, we assist visitors with whatever questions they may have. Feel free to ask about anything from tourist information to healthcare or other social services. Welcome. This reception counter handles a variety of public service procedures. Here you can make utility payments or register for a change of address. Many services offered at this counter are also available at the Civic Center. We understand that Orchis Tower may still be a bit inconvenient to travel to, so use whichever office is easier for you. Considering that you have to literally walk past the Civic Center pretty much to get here, because there's only one road that leads here, probably the other place. I thought that Orchis Tower's elevators are the speediest on the continent. Would you be hard pressed to notice how fast you're going since they ride so smoothly? We need an authentication card to use it. Okay. Now, Civic Center. Ever since independence was proposed, many have requested that a workshop be held here to discuss its implications. In response, the municipal government and Crossbar News Service will be hosting a public forum on the subject the day after tomorrow. They're currently putting the final touches on preparations. I hope everyone finds it a worthwhile event. Our workload has doubled ever since this building was repurposed as a civic center. Once the public forum is finished, I'll have to prepare for the referendum as well. Crunch time feels like all the time these days. The directors of the others across the room, it seems they're going to pore over those books which have found in Stargaze's tower. Those boys and their ancient texts is almost cute or giddy there. One Minute Cooking Sweets Edition. You learned the recipe for light popcorn. This grimoire appears to be a study on artifacts that was penned all the way back in the Middle Ages. That's amazing. Have you been able to glean anything about its author? Well, there's no mistaking that this was written by one of the alchemists behind the construction of Stargaze's tower. But unfortunately there's nothing that sheds light on who they actually were. Regardless, this is an incredibly valuable find. True. Though it's unfortunate that this is all that remained. Even in the Middle Ages there was no shortage of mysteries surrounding the alchemists. It's dubious that there ever were any documentations that could point to their true identities. That's true too. The fact all those books disappeared then only deepens the mystery. It looks like Uncle Miles and the others are researching the grimoires we were able to recover. Yes, though it appears they haven't managed to learn anything new. Just who were the alchemists of the Middle Ages? The mystery only deepens. Indeed. However, the contents of this grimoire are exceptionally intriguing in their own right. Agreed. I think there's room for more analysis, so let's keep reading a little further. I'm gonna be going to Sunday school soon too, just like here. I hope I get to see her there. Abby will finally be old enough to attend Sunday school next year. Hopefully his love for reading will translate to good study habits too. Oh, he makes me so proud. I can't wait to see what kind of student my boy will become. As long as Abby grows up to be healthy, happy and honest, that's all I really need. What more could I ask of him? So... I knew May of course could dream up some crazy ideas, but independence is radical even for him. That said, I can respect his can-do attitude. Fortune favors the bold, you know. Gotta take risks and challenge yourself to come out in front. Don't expect to get anywhere in life if you don't take bold risks, be it in the world of politics or the path of a humble noodle. I think I'll do 2 more deliveries before going on my lunch break. You know what? Putting it that way actually makes me feel extra motivated. The Civic Center is hosting a public forum on independence in 2 days. The CNS proposed the event and convinced the municipal government to co-sponsor it. See, ever since independence was proposed, many readers have been calling on us for details about the referendum so they can make an informed judgment. We all considered what we could do beyond just writing articles. That's how we came up with the idea of an open forum. Each of our reporters covers a massive laundry list of subjects, from social issues to like politics and business to lifestyle topics like culture and entertainment. Usually bigger agencies will assign people to whatever categories they specialize in and divvy up the workload. But here we've only got a few staffers and a focus on speedy reporting. Any one of us has to be ready to cover pretty much anything. We've got material on 3 different stories coming in this afternoon. I still have some work left to do on my column. Guess I might as well finish that up while I'm free. It's almost time for our Concealed Survival performance. They just revealed the new cast members they're debuting too. I can't stop thinking about it. Archon Seals added a new girl to the cast named Sully. The real surprise is that she's still young enough to be attending Sunday school. Where's the old man? I've been thinking about whether or not Crossbow should become independent. In either case, it's going to have a huge impact on the IBC. Not that I can grasp the particulars or anything. Did you know that this building has a private staff-only training room? It's popular among the security department as well as any other employees in need of a good workout. I've also spotted Miss Croix in there, but not quite as often lately. It's a rare opportunity to see her outside the usual business attire. Instead, she'd be working out in gym clothes. Dripping sweat, breathing hard. Be still my beating heart. Forget I said anything, you didn't hear that last part. Anyway, back to the training room. The equipment is all state of the art and yeah. I had a feeling stock prices would turn unstable in light of all that's happened. Only rarely do they become this erratic. There's no telling where, when, and how much they swing. Times like these are riskiest when it comes to investing, not the sort of market I recommend for an amateur. In the past I would have leapt before looking the moment an investment opportunity came by, but perhaps it would be safer to stay my hand in this particular case. It's been over a month since the Erewhonian Calvardian terrorists attacked the trade conference. It's disappointing to hear that some of them have managed to evade arrest all the time, but surely it wouldn't be so easy to return to their home country. They might still be hiding out here in Crossbell. Be arrested them, don't you worry. Hello, SSS. If you're looking for the acting CEO, she's currently on a business trip abroad. Acting CEO? That would be Belle. The board of directors assumed most of her father's duties as CEO, and she was appointed shortly after. For the time being, that makes her the head of the IBC. Damn, that's pretty impressive for someone her age. But hardly surprising, no, Maria Belle. I think it's crazy no matter how you slice it. Her workload's a lot heavier now than it was before, I'm guessing. Yes, that would be correct. Unfortunately, the board of directors is doing everything it can to lend its support and lift some of the burden. Now that she's the acting CEO, her duties are taking her far wide and everywhere in between. Yeah, they must be. I can't imagine how busy she must have been these last few weeks. Incidentally, Miss Croix should be returning sometime this evening. However, her schedule puts her right back to work tomorrow with several business meetings and consultations with our various departments. I'm terribly sorry that I don't think you'll be able to see her for the time being. That reminds me though, Miss Croix did leave a message for you. Maria Belle's Pom-Pom Party account for info. Is this a Pom-Pom Party account? Maria Belle plays too? Oh, surprise! As head of the technology department, it only stands to reason that I'd have an interest. Go ahead and register my account if you would. I'd be happy to use my skills to put you in your place. And that's exactly how it reads. Is it now? Something tells me she wrote it especially for Lloyd, given his exact reaction. You're undoubtedly correct. I wouldn't put it past Belle. It's just as Miss McDowell says. You always did know her best. Sounds like she isn't acting CEO for nothing. And that impression of hers was spot on too. Bravo, miss. I may have been laying it on a tad thick. Regardless, that was her message. Miss Croix was never far from an orbital terminal. You may challenge her whenever you see fit. Right, I keep it in mind. The financial market has been volatile across the continent since the mayor's proposal for state independence. While we haven't seen any major lopsidedness, stocks have been changing hands at increasing rates. As for whether all this speculation will pay off or not, that hinges on what happens next in Crossbell. I do say that stock indices are just like life. You can never predict how things will turn out. Mr. Rizzo has been more cautious with his trading in the last few months. I wonder if it's a result of his setback in the spring. Personally, I think it's for the best either way. I'm not certain if you should be revealing that to us, but okay. Roy looks like he's working super hard. I wish he had time to play with me too. I miss being with Roy. The mayor's push for independence took me by surprise, just like everyone else. That said, I do think Crossbell is right to demand better for itself. We are the trading capital of Zemuria after all. This continent wouldn't be nearly the same without us. I finally finished the Orchis tower model I've been plugging away on. When I put it up for display, tourists from all over were desperate to buy it off me. Thing is, I never planned to sell it. Makes me feel kinda bad for them. Anyhow, Roy's been great since the moment he started working here. Guess the guy takes after his grandpa more than he realizes. I wish I could see it, but okay. Kronk's models are so impressive. I thought I could match his handiwork, but I can't even get pinwheels right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. I suppose I can help out by taking care of a menial labor for today. Who knew earning a paycheck could be so tough? The chairman of a business owners association asked me in private about how Dins is doing. See, Dins turned down the position as an officer of the BOA. I guess the chairman is still hung up about it? I also thought Dins was passing up a big opportunity when he turned down the business owners association. But on the other hand, he's always been more of a doer than a leader, so maybe everything's working out for the best. I usually buy my veggies wholesale from a truck that comes from America Village. Not that it's any of my business, but last time they showed up in a way fancier ride than I remember. I guess those Americans bought themselves a new Opel truck. Business must be pretty good for them. Can't say I'm not jealous. No way, they get an excellent deal on a new truck. Ever since my mom went on a strike, I've gained an appreciation for just how hard she's been working around the house. She still hasn't forgiven us though, and we've been apologizing to her for days on end now. I get that everyone's up in arms about independence, but our family's already on the verge of a civil war. We only have ourselves to blame for not helping with the chores sooner. And at this rate, we're gonna have to get on our hands and knees and beg for mom's forgiveness. 10% of Crossbell's tax revenue goes straight to Erbonia and Calvert. But if we declared independence, that money would stay in our state coffers instead. Our lives would be a little easier then. State security would be a big point of concern, of course, but even still, I'm all in favor of the idea. I've been around for almost all of Crossbell's history, so you can bet that I'm all for independence. But at the same time, remaining under the yoke of Erebonian Calvert rule has, for a fact, guaranteed peace and stability. Turns out this matter isn't so cut and dry now, is it? Remain subservient for the sake of peace, or stand up for justice and fight for our independence? The Business Owners Association will be assisting with a random, it seems. Personally speaking though, I haven't the slightest idea how things are going to turn out. I never thought Mayor Croix would be so bold as to propose Crossbell's establishment as an independent state. On the other hand, this may be our best shot at it, seeing as our influence in domestic and foreign affairs is greater than ever right now. Over the last 70 years, Erebonia and Calvert have kept Crossbell under their iron fist, degrading us time and again. It won't be without opposition, but attaining sovereignty for our state would be a big step toward regaining our pride. Our association is working on a little something on the heels of a mayor's big announcement. It's going to be a joint project for Crossbell News Service too. I hope you look forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been living in the city for a while now. I still visit America on occasion, but I really do miss the relaxed atmosphere that there. These Crossbellans seem to be prattling on about some independence proposal. Do they not understand that peace and prosperity is largely thanks to my home, the Erebonian Empire? They count on you to pull your weight at this cryptid case. With Arias out on leave, the branch is a teensy bit short-handed right now. Make sure not to leave too much work for my other bracers, okay? Don't worry, Mikkel, we'll take care of what was assigned to us. Yes, none of us can blame Arias for taking time off to be with Shizuku after her surgery. That's right. Thanks for being so understanding. I'll leave you to handle your side of the investigation however you see fit. Good luck out there! Arias is on vacation, everyone else is on the cryptic thing. Yeah. Hugo has Sunday school today. I remember Hazel used to skip class all the time. Hopefully you would take some more after assist and studies hard instead. Well, look, it's fine. I need to leave for work soon. Serena's going to come home late from work tonight, so she asked me to look after Yogurt later today. I'm sure she'll be hungry by the time she gets back. I should cook a hearty dinner for them both. I'll always be a mother hen. Nothing makes me happier than looking after the little ones. Time to roll up my sleeve. If I'm cooking dinner for Serena and Yogurt, I may as well make it lip-smackingly delicious. Oh my, have you lost weight, dear? Living alone isn't an excuse to start eating purely, you know? Please, Sepia, cut me a little slack. My wife and daughter came from her parents' home in Arabonia to visit me. She never even told me they were coming. What a happy surprise. I missed them so much. You have bad train yesterday then? You should have told me you were here. I'm really sorry I haven't been able to spend any time with you and Una. You look super happy in the festival photos you sent, Daddy. They were kind of fuzzy though. Not made by the professional, yeah? And Bond and his family are out. Okay. And here they are. The Verne Company's latest orbital truck is the best on the market right now. Too bad a small business like mine could never hope to afford one. Those goddamn things are just too expensive. Hi, would you like to order something? All our customers are talking about what happened at the trade conference. What was what the mayor said really that huge a deal? The SSS, fancy meeting you here. Aries, are you here for lunch? Indeed, I came into town on my break for something to eat. The fried rice at this restaurant is simply delectable. Oh, Reese, you haven't lost your love for food. She's right, though. That does look good. But what about the plate count? She's gonna put Shanshan through college at this rate. There's something odd about seeing a church sister in a place like Long Lao. What an odd combination. Ellie doesn't seem to think that this is out of the ordinary for Reese at all. Right. I have a feeling doing menial chores all day wouldn't earn us enough cash. Maybe I'll ask Master if there's any better work he can give us. What? No job's too tough for me and Roos? It will be easy peasy. Helping in the kitchen? It's been a while since I last went home to Calvert. I've been enjoying working in Crossbar a lot, so I don't particularly miss it. My only regret's that I haven't been keeping in touch with my mom as much as I should. If independence is truly what Crossbar wants, then good luck to it. That said, losing the safety provided by the Empire and the Republic is bound to present trouble. I will not allow any danger to come within even a single rag of my Shanshan. That is why I oppose independence. I will never support independence if it cannot guarantee our security. Shanshan must be protected at all costs. I won't allow any danger to come within even a single rag of her. Who said we need more cash, so we should try asking for higher positions? He's right, we have to earn all the mirror we can if we want to open up our own business. Besides, as long as we buck up and knuckle down, there's no job me and Bruce can't handle. I bet I'd kill it if Master let me wait the tables. I should try asking. Well, if it isn't the special support section. You're that Liberalian reporter, right? I'm surprised you're still in town. But I am. I decided to delay my trip home after the trade conference. How could I not, after your mayor's bold proposal? Crossbar is practically the center of Samuria's attention now. My editor-in-chief have approved me staying here for long-term coverage, so I'll be sticking around until the referendum. I should have guessed. That makes perfect sense. And while I'm at it, I plan to cover Archon Sales Revival production too. I'll be attending the debut, in fact. Wow, on opening night, it's not easy to get in the door for a show like that. Indeed, tickets sold out immediately and have been fetching exorbitant prices on the second-hand market. Well, a reporter as always. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if we bumped into each other for the next few weeks. See you around town. Wait, the bonds. I thought I'd treat my family to some delicious Eastern food today. I'm glad I did too. They seem to be enjoying it. Oh my, but those noodles are spicy. Just one taste is enough to perk you up. They're quite delicious, but I have to say, they're giving me the vapors. These noodles are so spicy and flavorful, I'm absolutely in love with them. The only downside is that they're giving me the vapors. Our family came here for lunch today. This mapo dish is delicious. The Archbishop came into his office while I was tidying up. He told me that he had important research to do before shooing me right out. I wonder what it is that has him so worked up. Sister Reese headed into the city to have lunch a short while ago. Perhaps I should take a little break soon myself. Sister Reese took an awfully long time to return from her trip to Mainz on the day of the trade conference. Not to mention trekking out in that direction would put her quite close to the old ruins nearby. I thought as much. While I may not know precisely what she was doing, this all but proves my suspicions were correct. Can I help you? I'm in the middle of important research, so I must ask you to refrain from entering unannounced. I forgot him, and I remembered when I saw Reese. Alright, got some mirror. Get ready, Ruth. We're eating meat today. I'm gonna eat a ton of food today. A ton of food? A metric ton of food? The headlines have been so troubling lately. I don't even know what to make of most of it. All I want is for everyone to keep on smiling the way they have been doing. Complicated issues were never my cup of tea. An independent prosper, huh? I know we have a legitimate argument, but I can't help but feel we're biting off more than we can chew. Our crotchery neighbors to the east and west won't take this lying down. I doubt they plan on being peaceful about it. Sakes alive. This is one bold proposal the mayor has made here. I don't see any way this cross-bell and independence business can end peacefully. Mayor Croix has really gone and done it this time. The representatives of the Imperial and Republican factions are on the shakier precipice than ever now. Wait a minute, why am I talking about politics? I need to start reflecting what to do with my future instead. I have a new lease on life now. The question is, what am I going to do with it? Yeah, former Representative Gable. Michelin Wonderland was so much fun. I want to go back with Mommy and Daddy someday. My husband told me something interesting. He said that foreign contractors had a big hand in Orchis Tower's development. From what I gather, construction of the tower was divvied up between the crews. My husband was a part of a group that worked on the VIP floor and the international conference room. Speaking of a conference room, it saw its first session the other day. Before the trade conference, as a matter of fact. The thought of people using something my husband helped build fills me with pride.
Hey man, I bet you got nothing to complain about now, huh? Your breadwinner Pop's been working as ash off. Work hard, get paid, look out, Crossbell shitty. The breadwinner's back in business. Doesn't he hold off on rent for a bit longer?
Somehow I missed this. Coral ring. Someone has to end this cycle of looting. What do you say? Ready to bury the legend? I wonder what Walt's doing now. Beats me. Doesn't look like he's been at his pet for a while either. There's been any trace of a guy anywhere for 3 days now. The last time he was spotted was when Huey and them went into him in the harbor district. Yeah, and Walt totally ignored them, they tried to get his attention. Something's definitely up. Let's split up and search for clues. You two look around downtown. Talk to every last face you see. Alright. We're on it. These guys don't know where Walt is? That's concerning. Where could he be? Me and Luganov will take turns watching over Ignis. Report back if you find anything. Right. We're on it. Alright. Hey, best we can do is check any place Walt might have gone. Look everywhere you can think of. Turn the whole city upside down if you have to. On it. Roger. If you spot Walt, get your asses back here and report it immediately. No point talking to him. He'll just brush you off, so don't even try. Right. Got it. So Walt is missing. Last week or so, I saw one of us delinquents talking into his thing he was holding up to his ear. I wonder what it was. Could it have been an enigma? There's a bunch of people on both sides of the argument, but our independence is a delicate topic. A lot of people are in favor of it, but I wonder how many of them actually understand the magnitude of the situation. Honestly, I couldn't say either way what this proposal is gonna lead to. What I do know is that Ereboni and Calvert aren't to be trifled with. Yeah, it looks like a messy situation. Everyone again has been so full of energy lately. Then there's me, the only one who's still half-assing his work. What am I going to do with myself? Don't you have any advice, Wilsey? Not at all, I don't interfere with any of the Testament's lives. They're big boys. I trust them to figure things out on their own way. Not unlike Chief Sergei, I see. There's about the weirdest things in the blender earlier. Was the end result even drinkable? I could have helped him if he just asked. Ashley? Business booming down here lately, huh? I'm starting to get a little jealous. So how about referring some customers to my place after they have a drink? That would hardly be safe, and I find it difficult to believe you aren't doing well for yourself already. Ha, got me there. They seem to get along well enough. That doesn't surprise me, they're both a little on the screwy side. You say that as if you don't fit right in. Wazzy, so good of you to visit. We'll be staying long, I can have a table and drinks arranged right away if you would like. Why thank you, Abbas, but maybe some other time. Notify me should you ever wish to stay and relax. I'll have a table and drinks arranged for you right away. Nothing beats a cold brew in the afternoon. Sometimes you need an ale for what ails you, yeah? Abbas knows so much about all sorts of subjects. I'm always learning something new when I'm around him. Asa and Liam always look like they're having fun when they whip up a new cocktail. So I tried making one too. They said it looked too funky to put on the menu, but the ingredients are definitely good for the body. Here, try it for yourself. Purple liquid. Thanks. That drink is chock full of healthy ingredients, trust me, it'll do your body good. Yeah, it looks weird, but it won't matter if you chuck it down in one go. So, Jingo, what's up? Mama's out drinking. She's been busy sorting through our inventory since early this morning. Downing a few stiff ones is her way of rewarding herself, she said. Mama can be pretty tough on the customers, but she's always sweet with me. Okay. Dolls for Kia. But I think I have been everywhere now, right? Well, I think so. With that I say then, until next time, when we continue exploring outside of Crossbar City next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.